Hello everybody, this is the Moon Child. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday and I hope you had a lovely Labor Day weekend. Okay, so before I get started, I want to give thanks to my supporters that subscribe to my channel and for those who comment below. Thank you so much for your support, for your continuous support. So today I'm gonna do a collective reading for we have a upcoming full moon in Pisces this Friday, and I would like to do a general message on that. And also I would like to talk a little bit about this Mercury going full retrograde on Friday as well. There's an advice that I would like to give to all. Remember, with Mercury being full retrograde as of Friday, there's going to be a lot of issues with communication, technology, traveling, vehicles, delays. Just make sure, but I want to make more an emphasis of communication, especially at work. There's going to be a lot of miscommunication. Make sure you ask the question. If you don't understand the first time, ask again for clarity. Tempers may flare a little bit, so be cautious of what are the choice of words you're going to use. It may bring some repercussion, so just keep in mind that we, for the whole month of September, and then Mercury is going to start moving direct, I believe, on October 9th, and then we're going to go into the post shadow, 2 weeks of post shadow of Mercury. So it's going to be the whole month of September, half of October. So keep that in mind, okay? So I want to talk a little bit more about the full moon in Pisces. We have the full moon in Pisces on Friday, like I mentioned earlier, and keep in mind that this full moon in Pisces, a lot of you are going to start experiencing some very vivid dreams. A lot of you are going to be doing a lot of daydreaming, because remember, just keep in mind that Pisces is the 12th zodiac sign, which is the last sign in which your inner wisdom comes with age. Okay, it is also the end of the zodiac sign, so there's going to be a lot of endings and a lot of beginnings. So embrace these endings, because you know there are changes that needs to be made. A lot of truth are going to come out, so beware of that. And also there's going to be some of you are going to have a lot of creative ideas, but make sure that before you pursue on your creative ideas, make sure that you focus on the facts and do not ignore the red flags, because you know in Pisces there's a lot of illusion, daydreaming. Is like you fall in love with the idea that sometimes you overlook any red flags. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Try to be a little bit more realistic during this full moon. Okay, and also another thing, it also rules the spiritual realm, so the veil is going to start getting thinner between this world and the next one. So perhaps some of you are going to start experiencing some paranormal experiences. I know on my end, I've been feeling a lot of paranormal experiences as of last week. So, and also just keep in mind that perhaps you're going to be, seeing some dark shadows in the corner of the eyes. You might be questioning, or maybe hearing things, or maybe having some doors left open that perhaps you didn't leave open, little things like that. Just pay attention. Okay, so the four zodiac signs that's going to be affected the most with this full moon in Pisces are going to be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay, so you may want to check if you have any of the zodiac signs on your sun, moon, or rising, and maybe it's going to affect you some other ways. So I'm going to start with Gemini. With Gemini, this full moon in Pisces is going to shed light in your 10th house of career. So there's going to be some major changes in your career there, Gemini. there's going to be some challenges as well. So if you started a business venture and things are not going well, just make sure, don't be afraid to stir the ship in a different direction back to square one, okay, and restart fresh if you need to. It's best to do that instead of moving forward and not being successful. So for some of you, maybe you want to start a new business. Just keep in mind that there's going to be some obstacles, but if you keep pushing forward and you weather out the storm, it's going to be a very successful business. All right, Gemini. So that's the area in which the full moon in Pisces is going to affect you the most. For Virgos, the full moon is going to shed a lot of light in your seventh house, which is the house of partnership, business partnership, which is marriage, business partnership, friends and enemies. Okay, so this is focuses on one-on-one relationship. Perhaps a lot of you have been going through some issues with certain people in your life. It could be your relationship, your marriage relationship. Um, this can go either way. Either one, you have a conversation with your partner and sort things out. I mean, it's pretty much going to shed some truth into it. It's going to point out that there's a lot of issues that perhaps you've been ignoring, but it is time to face it. Either you move forward in your partnership and reconcile or make some changes, or maybe it's time for you to go separate. Maybe you need to make the decision to go separate ways. And also there's gonna be people that you thought were friends are not truly your friends. You soon gonna see that they were your enemies. A lot of backstabbing. So if this type of relationships are not working out for you and there's no way for you to work things out, I think it is best for you to move on from it. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. For Sagittarius, the full moon is going to shed a lot of light on your fourth house of family and lineage. Sagittarius, I know that you're extremely focused on your job right now. You are becoming very workaholic, but I think a lot of you are more focused, want to spend more time at work because you're avoiding some issues with your family or your lineage. Just keep in mind that, we are born and we don't get to choose our own family. So if there's any issues or you're unhappy in a home front, just keep in mind that you do have the power to make necessary changes, which means maybe you have to move out of the house, out of the home, and moving in with your own place. Maybe you have parents who are not getting along and you feel uncomfortable being there. You have the power to make those changes, but you have to face it. I mean, you cannot hide it and just focus so much on your work that you are ignoring your home front. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. And last but not least is Pisces. Pisces, this full moon is going to shed a lot of light in your first house of self. So there's going to be a lot of changes. You're going to be looking at yourself in the mirror and question who you really are. Just make sure that yes, you make mistakes and that does not define who you are. We all make mistakes and we all grow for it, and that's how you make changes. Okay, that past person that you were doesn't necessarily mean that that's who you are right now. So it is necessary for you to make those changes. Look at yourself in the mirror and see who you are, where you embrace all those changes, embrace all those mistakes that you've made, because that is the part of growth. Forgive yourself as well and move forward with a new you. Take your time to get to know this new you and embrace it. Okay, Pisces, that's what I have for you. All right, so today I'm going to do a little bit something different. I'm going to pull 3 cards here from the Moonology Oracle cards for this full moon in Pisces. The first card will be, what is it that you have to release and forgive? The second one is like, what is the full moon showing you, illuminating you? And the future card will be, what is next after this? Just keep in mind, these are general collective messages. It may or may not resonate with you. And also keep in mind that this is timeless. This could be a past energy that you already went through, or this could be your present moment that you're going through, or this can happen in the future. I mean, sometimes people, when you read a message, I also follow some tarot card readers. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, it doesn't resonate with me. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, oh oh my God, it did happen. You know, I remember that reading, okay? So keep in mind, just because it's not happening now, doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the near future, okay? These are timeless. All right, so then once I have those messages from the Moonology Oracle card, then I'm going to pull one major arcana from the White Witch Tarot to see what is the final message for the collective, okay? All right, so let's get this started. Spirit, what is the message? What are the messages you have for the collective? What is it that they need to release and forgive? What is it that the collective needs to release and forgive? What messages does the collective needs to release? There's 3 cards here, and all I need is one, so I'm going to shuffle again. Spirit, all I need is one card. What is it that the collective needs to release or forgive in this upcoming full moon in Pisces? What is the full moon showing us? What is the full moon showing us? What is the full moon showing us? What is next? What is the next step for this full moon? Okay. All right, for the first card, what is it that we have to release or forgive ourselves? A fiery climax approaches. This is the full moon in Aries. Okay, I know for the last couple of years it's been very challenging for the collective in general, for everybody. And there's a lot of climaxes, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of things. It's like the way I'm seeing is like a volcano waiting to erupt, or it has erupted or is going to erupt. Remember, those are timeless. I think it's time for you to release all that frustration, to release all that inner anger. Remember that we're in Virgo season, and with Virgo, it's all about the self-control, about the body. You have to keep your emotions in check, especially your anger. If you have anger issues, or maybe you need some anger management, that may help you navigate through those emotions. You may want to seek professional help. I mean, there's nothing wrong to reach out to a psychologist or psychiatrist and, you know, talk about your anger issues and ask for help, you know. But you have to be very cautious about that inner anger or that energy that you have inside. Or maybe for some of you in the past, you had a dispute with someone, and you said some harsh words, some harsher words were exchanged, or something that you did without thinking about the other person's feelings or emotions or boundaries, and now you're just kind of like, you have to forgive yourself for that. Okay, you have to forgive yourself for that. You have to let that go and release that. You're no longer that person. All right, so that's the message that I'm getting here for the collective. It's kind of two different stories. Maybe some of you have to work on the anger issue, or some of you mistreated someone in the past, you know, and now since you're like reflecting and looking back, it's like you have to forgive yourself for that. Or perhaps you have to reach out to this person and ask for some sort of forgiveness in order for you to close that door, close that cycle. Okay. And what is the full moon illuminating for us here? It's a super moon. Emotions are running high. With the emotions are running high, it could be two ways. One is like perhaps you're feeling extremely emotional because everything is brought up to the surface, and that's something that perhaps you've been suppressing for a very long time and you just don't want to deal with it. But I think you're gonna have to deal with it because that's the only way that you can release it, close that cycle, and move forward. Or maybe some of them you guys are very excited about some creative idea and you're so emotional that your emotions are running really high of excitement. Okay, that's a story for another group of collective out there. So as of now, the emotions are running high. You may be excited of a new project or something new coming into your life. You've done all your work and you're ready to receive. Okay. But in order for you to receive, you have to make sure that you show gratitude of what you have right now and where you are at this moment, so that this new thing may come in. Okay? In the future, we have the void, of course, moon. Nothing will come off this situation. I'm going to pull another card because this could be a story for a group of the collectives out there, and it could be associated with for the first card, a fiery climax approaches. If you latch out in the most negative way, nothing will calm off of the situation. You're just going to make matters worse. So for some of you out there who's like a walking bomb, or like a bomb waiting to explode, just be cautious of how you are going to approach that situation, because it could be worse. Okay, so let me pull just another card for those who are very excited about a new project coming in or starting a new project. Just keep your emotions in check, which makes a lot of sense with Mercury retrograde. You know, something that will be communicated in the wrong way can lead to repercussions, which that's something that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So that message could be for someone out there. Let's pull another card for those who are emotional and ready for a new start, beginning. Let's Spirit, what is next for those who are very emotional and happy for the next phase in their lives. Okay. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So for those who are very excited to start something new, remember that you've done the work, and this difficult cycle that you've been going through, it's going to end. All right? So those are for the ones who are very excited for a new project, and for those who are going through a difficult time and have some anger issue, just be cautious how you're going to approach things, because nothing will come out of it. It's not going to be good. Okay? All right, so this is what I have for the collective. So let's see what the major arcana have to say for the collective. What is the final message for the collective? What is the final message for the collective? The Moon card. As I'm looking at this card right here, as you can see, this is the crab of the symbol of Cancer. You can see there's 4 eyes on the Moon card here. This full moon is going to open your eyes to things that have been hidden for a very long time, and you have either one refused to see it, or it's been so hidden that it's going to come out to surprise you, and it's going to make you wake up and see things in a different perspective. When you have 4 eyes here, it's like keep your eyes wide open. There's a lot of truth that's been hidden, and it's going to be revealed. It's going to open your world to different perspective. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, whichever resonates with you. It could be a good or bad, and it's going to open up your eyes to see things a lot clearly, which that makes a lot of sense with having Pisces and Virgo. Virgo being very practical and Pisces being a daydreamer. It's kind of like there has to be some sort of balance in which, yes, it's okay to daydream, but make sure that your goals and your goals to move forward, it's very practical. It's asking you to be very aware. Okay? So this is what I have for you. I hope this helps. I hope this resonates. And as a matter of fact, as I was shuffling through the White Witch Tarot, I keep I keep hearing it's like tempers flare. So be cautious of how you approach things. Make sure you have keep your cool. Okay. All right. That's all I have for you. Till next time. Bye.